Hello, welcome back. I was in the last stream earlier today. People wanted me to play some more Zoro Sanji, so I've made this list, which is quite different. It's based around trying to use some of the bigger characters, Ivankov, Luffy, Sanji, and normally people go Mihawk. I've gone for Doflamingo partly because I'm playing Baby 5 Searcher to get to some of the other blockers and counter, but also because it has 7k, so if I do get it off, Sanji is something that can attack twice on the next turn due to Leader's ability. And yeah, just a bunch of stackers, obviously Usopp, who's basically custom made for the deck, Duval, Doflamingo, and X Drake. The fact that you can use Usopp more than once because of leader ability makes it you don't necessarily need as many. And same as Duval, you can use him more than once. Same as Doflamingo, you can use him more than once. Previously, not using Drake more than once because he's a 5 cost, that's more of an investment, but it's something you could do. I don't want to start playing until I've been online for a minute just to make sure people can join and watch if they want to. I'm just confused because my screen is saying that I'm not actually here, and that's worrying to me. Am I here? What's going on? Let's chat. No, it says I'm offline. I'm really confused. I'm going to refresh. Okay, there we go. I'm here now. I might have been for everyone else before, but I didn't want to look weird when I couldn't actually, like, if you guys couldn't see me for whatever reason, so. Anyway, yeah, it was also definitely weird because I was saying I've been on live like 2 minutes and it's saying on Twitch that I've only been on here for a minute. So something definitely went a bit weird. Let's have a look. I'm just waiting until the notification goes out on Discord that I am indeed online. Which it hasn't yet, but that's fine. Yeah, this list, it's very different from what I have been going for with a lot of low costs and just trying to sort of swarm. But I wasn't really swarming, so this feels more at least how I would play the deck. I think Ivankov and Luffy are both really good cards, especially with the number of stackers you've got. The fact you can go Sanji into Ivankov into Luffy. The fact that this Luffy can gain double attack without improving his power, meaning you get to swing twice with it. Even if you swing once for the 7k and then swing a second time for more. Yeah, it just feels like it does feel like a really good card in the deck. And obviously because I'm playing 8 cards with 8? No, Sanji doesn't either, so 12 cards that have no counter. There's more than that. One sec, my brain's just clicked those. It's actually quite a lot. I mean, that's a 16, 20. So 20 cards with no counter. I'm playing whoever wins this war becomes justice because it's searchable and effectively turns them into counter in situations where I might not necessarily have it. I could look at dropping the numbers, but I figured I'll see if that feels worth it first. I don't want to instantly drop them and then be like, oh, actually, I didn't need to drop them. I'm just going to send a message out quick. Yeah, still has not said I'm online. This is steaming. Because it doesn't put out thing, I'm just going to put it in the announcement. Do I know what you're doing? Cool. That should hopefully... but yeah, so I'm going to be playing this. I'm also going to play... I might play this list. Just sort of a navy version of Perona, like more focused on the black cards than the green, which probably isn't very good, but oh well. Might play some games with Uta. Cool. I've sent out a notification on my Discord server, and I think I should start playing now. So we're going to be playing Zoro Sanji Big. You can tell I'm very creative with the names, where I just call it the name of the leader and then a description or like a portmanteau of the two. I don't hate him. I don't necessarily want to keep both these in hand early. I do have. I'm going to mulligan that. Oh, that's slightly better because I can at least play Doflamingo at an earlier point. Then next time we get to 3-cost Doflamingo to start stacking, which is nice. I will swing first. Cool. And then blocker. And that's an important stack. Good lord, I'm glad I checked. Okay. So next turn will be on 5. Turn after that will be on 7. Turn after that will be on 9, but we already have the Sanji. Although Sanji can't play an extra copy of himself. I'll probably restack on the turn afterwards. I'll go for that. So that's draw for turn on my 5 Don turn, draw for turn on my 7 Don turn. Cool. That's huge. Because yeah, if I'd drawn those 3 cards in that order, I was doing very little for a while, and not ideal. Make me trash one, we'll trash a Dofi, and then we'll block. So this turn, I'm just going to put 1 on lead and swing, and then we're going to play Sanji and Rocinante. I might just play both Rocinante. No, I think just 1's fine. And no need for the card action, and I can't even activate it if I wanted to because I can't pay the cost. I guess I can... It has to return 1. I was checking if it was up to 1 because it said about me activating one I didn't think I could. The only thing is obviously if they have Absalom, one of these is dying, but not a whole lot I can do about that, so well. Maybe I should have kept Doflamingo around so I could have bounced him back later to have the extra stack. Take another blocker. Taking out Sanji. I don't think there's a wrong choice here. Yeah. Now we have the big turn. Oh wait, I've just realised. I've got too many cards in hand for it to work, haven't I? Because it says draw 3, then play 1. Draw until you have 3, but because I've got more than 3, it doesn't work. In that case, we're going to... Who's Doflamingo this turn? No, we're going to go for a search. I have to leave these at the top in any... Oh no, it puts them to the bottom in any order, doesn't it? Shit. I messed up there. I should have not done that. Baby 5 might be really bad because it doesn't allow me to actually keep my deck stacked the way I want to. We'll add Monet while I'm here. I can at the very least play that. Then 1 Don. Swing 6k at Perona. Counter. No? Cool. And it has to add Monet back to hand. That's really annoying, actually. Oh well. Worth it. Though now I've got too many cards in hand for this to have the 8k swing I would have liked. I'm just going to counter with Monet. Again, trash one, trash Dofi. Take the damage. I'm not going to win this one. Quite sad. Oh, yeah, Lucci there does hurt. I think it's worth a. Oh, that's big. Actually, really big. We can now go Ivankov, play Luffy. Luffy effect, might as well trash two, and we'll just trash both of those. To bounce one, right? We'll bounce Perona because it does nothing. And then, do I want to play Dofi, or have they got another Absalom? That's the question. Doesn't look like they do. I feel like there's just that chance, and I don't want to take the risk, so we're just going to swing 7k into Absalom. Okay, takes 2 cards. Yeah, I think I die here because I've got 1k counter and they've got multiple things they can attack. Yeah. They did indeed have the second Absalom, but I guess Rocinante wouldn't have been a bad choice anyway because they wanted to get rid of Luffy. This has to be a 2k counter and they need to not use any more Don. No, they can't use any more Don. This last card is a 2k counter. I don't know if we have a 2k counter, admittedly. No. So I've said that and gone, I don't actually know if there's a 2k counter in the deck. That's an issue. Let's go back to the list. Because I didn't think Baby 5 would be a bad idea, but turns out probably was. And yeah, no 2k counter is upsetting. So I'm going to drop Baby 5 and Monet. I think the rest of them I'm kind of fine with. Maybe Drake. I still think whoever wins the War Becomes Justice is a good one. Either rest something as a trigger or have the extra counter for the number of uncounterable cards I have. So let's have a look at blue and green cards that have 2k counter. Obviously 2 costs would be nice. And I mean, Izzo's probably really good as well because I can use it for the rest and then bounce it back for when I attack. Izzo seems really good. I don't actually hate Sasuke. Just because there's so many non-counter that if I do end up in a situation I'm like, this is really bad. I can do something. Ivankov's a weird one, because I might have to go some more stuff that actually trashes cards. Maybe even Suru, or... I need more stuff that limits my hand size. Like, actually uses resources, which I never thought would be an issue. I guess putting 2k counter will probably do that a lot, though, won't it? Um... Alvida actually seems pretty good. And yeah, I'm going to go for 2 copies of Sasuke. That seems helpful. Let's try that. Not as much searching, but stacking kind of gives a similar effect anyway. And go second. And I am going to mulligan. I am going to mulligan there. Cool. Usopp and Duval straight off the bat is really nice. We'll go Duval, stack top 3. I mean, no big ones, but I don't mind. I kind of think I just leave it as is, to be honest, because getting the 2-cost Sanji next turn's really nice, and I probably just Usopp after that anyway, so. We'll counter with Izo. So I'm gonna swing 5k. Go Usopp. Okay. So this is 4, so next will be 6. Place it on top. Be 6, then 8, then 10. So I want Sanji on my 10 Don turn. And I'm actually not too bothered about the Dofi at this point, so I think that should check. So I'll have that on my 6 Don, 8 Don, 10 Don. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. And then play Sanji. Because obviously, unless they have like Gadatsu, I know I'm drawing another Sanji, but it means I'm very happy to use Sanji along with whoever wins this war becomes justice to just make sure that I have. That I don't take damage when I don't need to. So I'm now on very low cards in hand, but that's kind of fine for a lot of the cards. Kind of makes me feel safer for some specific plays. That seems pretty good, and I still get to play Rocinante afterwards. So I'm going to attack 7k at lead. Then attack, use action, bounce Usopp, stand Sanji. And then 9k with Sanji. And then Rocinante. Even if they Gadatsu, I'm quite happy to use Rocinante to protect Sanji. And if they don't, they need to swing 7k into him, which is doable, but it's taking resources from them for a turn. And next turn I get another one. Yeah, we're using that action. And then they'll swing over him. That's still 7 Don they've used to clear Sanji. Alvida's nice. I'm quite happy here because I've got. I mean, I could play double Rocinante and Usopp, but I actually think I just prefer playing Doflamingo to bounce Kikunojo, so they have to play it again, and then swinging 6k at lead. Seems pretty good. And then next turn I get Sanji into Luffy. Ooh. Well, my top life is gone, so that's fun. Just one? I mean, I can counter out of this then, can't I? And I do. I only just use 2. What? Is one of these 2k? Oh, Alvida's 2k. Oh, she's like fucking purring because she's 2k. I could have kept a Rocinante in hand. Oh well. Hey, another Luffy. Actually, not very helpful, but you know. Huh. Yeah, if I'd kept the Rocinante, I would be playing Ivankov here, but I'd rather actually go that into Luffy, use Luffy, trash, weirdly trash Luffy and Ivankov to bounce Perospero, and then attack into Pudding. Really, my only way to not die was just to swing a lead, but oh well. I feel like I did alright though. I made some misplays. Why did you not put it on? Is everything on fight? Yeah, I guess. I don't know why you wouldn't just put everything on and be like, big swing, but I guess 2 5k swings do indeed work. This is an interesting one. Because I do have some turns where I just play 2 really big things. They're really big. They're actually as big as I was thinking, are they? Maybe I should be playing. No, I was gonna say maybe I should be playing the 9-cost Zorro, but kind of defeats the purpose of having it in this deck. I'm gonna keep that. No stacker, but there's so many in deck that I'm not too worried about that. Maybe I should have mulligan just to make sure we have it though. Hmm. Weird thing with Sanji is just kind of whatever I play, they're going to be able to get rid of it. So I think I'd just rather swing. Because I'm not being funny, when I can play something they just don't even need to reduce, they just play Houndblaze, and I'm there like, right. I think the weird thing with Sakazuki is black and blue work so well together that it kind of, where it's generic, it just becomes a bit too strong too quickly. Yeah, I probably should have mulliganed. Well, we'll swing 8k and then play Rocinante. At least make them start using use a resource to get rid of him. Still just takes a card from hand, doesn't it? And now we just have no counter in hand. Yep. Noda Sanji, Doflamingo. Because we do have a 7 Don turn here, so we do get to Doflamingo bounce Borsalino, but it really doesn't do a whole lot aside from that. I guess on their last turn, I mean, say all they did was play Borsalino, but they did also remove one of my cards and swing 3 times, so that's not entirely true. I think I'd rather play Luffy, because my hand's basically full anyway, and I'm quite happy to just get rid of, like, a Sanji and a second Luffy to bounce a Borsalino, and then still have 1 Don spare to actually attempt to get rid of Borsalino. Well, chat thing closed. Weird. Um, I don't like they've instantly dropped Luffy. Like first thing. Yeah, that'll probably do it. Lucian dropped by 3 still costs. No, cost 2. That doth do it. Yeah, without even knowing what top deck is, we're gonna just risk it. Shouldn't have. I don't get why people don't block Bosley. I'm just gonna concede that one. Like I'm not winning. I'm not expecting to beat Sakazuki in most games, but in that matchup specifically, yeah, I don't think it's happening. But this one maybe. I might stand a chance in this. It's a bit weird. Again, guaranteed turn 1 Duval is really nice. What they add him. That's pretty good. Huh. I'm just bottom decking that. Genuinely horrendous. Like, nah, I'm good. Um, I'm just gonna take that. Second Usopp. Then we're on a 4-Don turn, so I can quite gladly swing. Usopp. Jesus. Yeah, bottom decking that as well, and then using another Usopp because I cannot let that be. Okay, there's something. It's not phenomenal, but what we're on 4, so 6, 8, 10. So I want that there. I now know I can use this Sanji's counter. Be that. That'll be 6-Don turn, that'll be 8-Don turn, that'll be a 10-Don turn. I'm actually just going to leave the Sanji at the back because I already have one in hand. I've got loads of the little Sanji, so that was strange. I'm going through one that was just 2 Dofi and Alvida, and then the second one was horrendous. And the third one was fine, but not great. Not Sanji into Ivankov into Luffy good, like. I don't like getting slapped by a Karasu right there. I don't mind it too much though, like I've got whoever wins the Wardrobe becomes Justice and I've got a blocker. And I can't block Morley. And the 3k counter doesn't actually stop it either. We're stopping either a lead attack or Bella Betty attack. I stopped the other one with Duval. Okay, so 6-Don. I kind of don't even hate just using Usopp as a beta here. So I could put, what, 4-Don on it, 1-Don on lead. And, like, definitely clear these two. But I don't hate it. I think I'd rather do 1 on lead, 3 for Doflamingo, and then, yeah, 2 on Usopp. Fucking sitting there, like, can't remember, like, can't remember the guy's name is from Austin Powers. Is it Austin Powers, the villain? I know who I mean. But that. Actually using Usopp to clear threats is not something I thought would happen, but okay, that's fun. So as soon as I've played, the issue is I know I'm going into Ivankov with it, so I just don't care. I actually think I'd rather bottom deck this because going into an Ivankov off Sanji just doesn't do anything. Like knowing I was getting a Doflamingo was nice, but if I'm doing Sanji, I either want Sanji into Doflamingo or Sanji into Luffy, or Sanji into Ivankov into Luffy. Like it's Luffy or Doflamingo that I want to be getting from him. I guess I can see why it's better in Queens. You've got either Yamato, Katakuri, I don't even know what else they play, but Yamato and Katakuri are just both such good targets that, like, yeah. Well, the big blue cards are there, 8 or 9 cost. Soga King, I don't think that's as good of a one, but. Oh, and Mihawk. You just play the fucking huge ones that aren't getting beaten. Don't know what ratios the deck plays, admittedly. I've just sort of chucked 4 of each in here and gone, hope I see them, and if not, we'll stack until we do. I'm actually fine with that. That will block. And only one more attack to come in. Okay. I don't think there's anything I can do here, if I'm honest with you. Top, I want that. Draw for next turn, and then Doflamingo, and then no fucking Doflamingo, Sanji, then Doflamingo again. I don't really mind at this point. I don't think there's anything I can do to not die. I mean, I can play this Luffy. Trash and no 2 Sanji to bounce Ivankov. Lindbergh would have worked too. And I've got no Don left, but swing into Karasu and hope. Although they probably just Ivankov it now, because I did it the wrong way around. If they drop Ivankov now, I'm going to feel very dumb. I don't think it makes any difference. I'm going to say that now. Like, I think even without it, they win. And without it and with no Don, they probably win. Just want to keep an eye on what these 2 cards are in their hand. Oh, I've already lost. What do they have? 5%. Another Karasu. So fair enough, they did have the counter without it. What just happened? Can you hear me? Yeah. Just had a disconnect noise. I don't know what it was, and I'm scared. What is connected? I have no idea. What I am going to do is put on some music, because I keep forgetting I can put music on so that it isn't deafeningly quiet except for my voice. And I think of this one. I think that one was the one that kept getting me done on YouTube. For this. That's me. Yeah, I'm not keeping this song on. I'm not a fan. All that, yeah, okay. Find something else. There's a Discord server I'm on that has a list of like royalty-free playlists. I'll find that quick. That's probably a better choice than randomly clicking and hoping. Open? Yeah, there we go. This one. And it's here somewhere, right? Stream music. Don't want a Halloween one. Is this... That sounds cool. Yeah. This one's sick. It's DMCA free, anime music, and there's like 505 songs on it. I think we've got it. I'll turn it down a little bit more. Seems a bit loud. There we go. Then open that back up. And that back up. Cool. I'm going to continue going first. I think it's first I want to go because I want to hit a lot of these on curve. We'll keep that because we've got Doflamingo and we've got 2 stackers. And even if Luffy's not helpful, it's counter with whoever wins the war. These amusing to me, they're just both here. Imagine pre-time skip Luffy versus... He's just got sliced in half, like actually. That's worrying. Weirdly, I'm not going to stack here, I'm just going to guess... no, I am going to stack, I'm just going to stack with Duval. I'm gonna keep that because Usopp's great. I literally just have Usopp next turn. I'd probably just play him. That means I don't need Doflamingo. So my nose is running a bit. I've got some tissue. Oh. Sky Island version, how fun. I'm actually putting that on top. This is 5 on turn, 7 on turns next, so I'm actually quite happy to just have that on top. Because I don't need Doflamingo yet, so if Vankov's slightly better, it gets me... I mean, to be honest, it gets me straight into Luffy there. If I counter using those, it'll also get me into Valvida. Yeah. Yeah, that seems right. I'm going to attack with lead here, and then I can play Sanji. They got an army. They knew they were getting it too because they stacked it, so they're like, take care of a blocker. Yeah, I'm quite happy with this. Slightly less happy now that I played the Momonosuke, but it's fine. So we're going to use... Oh, that's the thing. Do we use Luffy to bounce Ohm and risk that he can then do it again? Or do we just bounce Holy? I think we just bounce Holy. Maybe they're both slapping me here, so... We also just try and clear them by attacking. It's a weird one. So I've actually got too many cards in hand now to use Ivankov, so yeah, I think we do just Doflamingo. Doflamingo bounce. 5k into own. So they probably counter, but that's fine. I guess they get to just play Momonosuke again, but that's still 5 don investment. Turn the camera slightly because I'm all the way over here. Hello again. And we are going to take 2 damage here, because there's no way I can stop that, and then we probably just die, because they're going to swing like 9k with one of these. $7k with both. We've got 1k counter left, so yeah, that does it. I'd kept the Luffy in hand from earlier. I'd forgotten about that was going to take damage, which is going to affect my hand size. Yeah. Worth a try. I'm going to stop playing the deck for a bit though. We're going to go to this, I think. I'm not sure if you're watching, Toby. I've taken Raise Max down to 2, put a 4th Kuma, and what's the other one I put in? 3rd Fire Fist, because that was at 2. I can go back to 3 Raise Max, but it's just trying to figure out what the ratios are best. I really thought the Zoro Sanshi deck was going to be a lot better than it is one thing I will say. I thought it was going to be really strong. Not my list specifically, I want to clarify. I don't think I'm good enough at deck building to make many lists that are very strong. That's both Raise Max. I'm going to mulligan that. Yeah, that seems slightly nicer, just because the opening that first hand didn't have any actual removal in it, so I was a bit like, where am I now? Alright. Like, now I'm out of the camera again. Because I'm no longer sitting like a weirdo. Another Kuma. Which I'm kind of fine with. Like, I imagine it's not going to do a lot, because they'll have something that's like 5k. But, oh no. They're just going to swing. We'll take the damage here. 4 Don. I'm quite happy to just chuck down a Limburg, because Limburg plus lead can take down Reiju. Obviously, if they go Niji, then sad, but partly because it gets rid of this, but also because I can't out it. Let's see, Sabo? Yeah, Sabo would out it. I will use card action. We'll just trash. Like Shiki. Just to get 1 Don up, because then we'll have 7 next turn. Which means if we do it next turn as well, we're up to 10 from that point. I wish the effect at least like gave her a bit of a power buff or something, because it's the when attacking. Like, there's so many ways I can think of this leader could just be a little bit better, a little bit more enjoyable to use. Trash Saga there. Using 5 Dons as me. Yes, Queen. Need something that reduces power, unfortunately, or I can't get rid of it. I guess I can just swing over it, but easier said than done. I'm going to just play Tesoro here, so I'm not going to get to the 10 Don as quickly, but adding back 4k counter is never something I'm going to complain about. And then I am going to attack and use the effect again. Again, just dropping that. Bring Queen down to 4k. Just means them unlikely to block with it, because it dies if they do. They're sitting there with 8k counter, sorry, 10k counter in hand. Is not the worst situation, but another Tesoro. And Niji, who is going to be bouncing Lindbergh back to hand, which is really annoying. Okay, Sabo's huge here. So I'm still only going to get rid of one, but being able to just get rid of Queen is not anything to laugh at. And I am just going to attack without anything else, because I don't think it's going to make much difference. If they block with Queen here, I'd be very sad, is what I will say. Cool. Then we've got 3 Don left. So I'm just going to chuck on Bello Betty and swing 5k. And then 6k with Tesoro. So next turn we can Tesoro again, which is quite nice. It just means keeping 2k counter in hand. Even though I haven't used either of the 2k counter, I'm pretty sure I've used them both for lead effect. Yeah, I have. Seven cards in hand is this deck does seem to have the ability to sort of keep some resources in hand sometimes. Although it's probably just because I've not counted out attacks. I probably should have. You're gonna drop, yeah. So you're gonna drop Tesoro there. Yes, they are. I would like to see a Raise Max or an Otama here, because that would allow me to get rid of the Ichiji. They'll probably go to Niji instead, because actually, maybe not. They're 2 Ichiji down already and only 1 Niji, right? Yeah. And Shiki. I should find using one of the Kuma here as well, so if they just swing 6k with it, with Niji into it. Maybe not actually, I might just let it die from the next attack. From that one it's just a 2k counter, which forces them to attack Tesoro again. But now they're going to attack lead and I can use... Oh no, they're going to kill... I'm fine with that. Thanks for keeping me with the resources, I guess. Oof, and then going into Reiju, yeah, that's a bit sad. They had too many cards. No, they didn't have too many cards. Because they'd already drawn off lead, so I didn't see the third draw, which is what I was expecting. That's pretty bad. Before I've done, I'm going to go 3 for Shiraya. Gives me 2 left, so I'm going to swing 7k at Ichiji. And I'm actually going to drop Ichiji by 2k. Just drop all of the same Shiki back down. Even if they protect it, I then get another 7k swing into it, which is pretty good. The thing I do like about power-based removal is that power manipulation is strong, even without the actual removal cards in the deck. That's the reason I didn't want to go for Niji, because if they did, they were just going to bounce my Shiraya back, and I was like, well... Yeah, because they've got another big Niji, but if they don't have the little one, it doesn't actually help them all that much. I guess they could, like, Sora add it back. No, they already have the little one. Damn. And they have to dig for it, rather than just being able to use it at least, so... I feel it was the right choice, it just didn't work. Oh, and they had the Ichiji too. There was no right choice, turns out. It was 2 bad choices. I just think Lindbergh's a little bit too slow too. I might just drop him to 2 copies. we actually just have game hicks? I mean, probably not, right? Let's have a think about this. I need to get 3 attacks through. So if we were swing 8 with lead, A and 8, that would leave us with 4 Don left. So I might as well put bring everyone to 9, except for the first attacker. Except for the last attacker will bring to 10. Um, 9, 2, 9, 10. I will like drop that. It really doesn't make any difference. If they have the counter for it, they have the counter for it. If not, I don't know. Putting it all on at once is the wrong choice because they can choose to. They know that I can't. If they know I can't kill them, they can just choose to take the damage for extra card advantage before swinging and killing me. Yeah, they've got it. Kaya, Niji, Reiju, and Pudding were required though. Then I'll swing lead because it doesn't matter at that point. Nope. Don't know why I put a hashtag there. Not what I was trying to do. Funny. I don't think I realised how much life I actually had left. Yeah. It didn't matter, but oh, to be fair, they had an extra 3k count, so they could have counted out the 10k swing as well. Yeah, I might drop Lindbergh. He's just a little bit too slow, too easy to remove. I think with like Whitebeard, it's such a strong effect. They make you think it's a really good effect, but on a smaller body where it's easier to remove, it's just not as good. Part of like the main reason Whitebeard's effect is good is because it's so defensive for the turn. But I can literally keep the number of other cards the same by literally going 3 more raise maximum or Fire Fist. At any point they would have been more helpful. I could also put Marco back in. Non-searchable is the issue. Maybe 2 of him. Drop 1 of each of them for 2 Marco. What a win. I'm going to keep that. We've got Fire Fist and Kuma. And the fact that they're playing Citadel Kuma is just phenomenal against it anyway. And 2 searches straight off the bat is pretty good. Another Kuma. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Say, if they're playing Citadel, a lot of these cards are really... I just go call it Citadel if they're playing pure green. Doesn't look like they are. Damn. They wanted that 9k swing, huh? I mean, they get it. However funny it is to sometimes go, you know what, yeah, we'll get an extra body. It just really isn't good enough, is it? Actually, we've got 3 to play Shariah, which is considerably better against Yamato because it's a blocker. So we don't have to risk taking the damage again. Admittedly, we now have a lot more counter because our top deck and both the life we took were counter. But they're going to need to put bodies on field to get rid of Shariah. Okay. Can I? No. I was curious as to whether I could get rid of both of them, but I really don't think I can because I only have 6 Don. No, I can definitely get rid of 1 though, and I think I'd rather just get rid of the Kikunojo. I know it gives them a life, but it's a considerably scarier body. And then Kuma KOs it. And then 2 Don left, which can just go on lead for big swing. Do I want to ramp here? Well, I could have actually got rid of both if I'd left the extra 2 Don. I could have gotten rid of both with using both Kuma. That's annoying. Oh well. I'm not too worried about Mihawk. I'm not going to use the effect to ramp this turn. Rumble 8s will be on 9 next turn, and those will be on 8 next turn. We're on 6, will be on 8 next turn. So, that's fine. There's no, unless we specifically draw Whitebeard, 9 Don doesn't help. And even if we draw Whitebeard, I'm not sure if it's my favourite play. The fact that I can get rid of Mihawk and Hiyori with Sabo is pretty nice. Position there, like, just don't play Momonosuke and we're fine. I can still get rid of Momonosuke, so that's something, I guess, and I wouldn't have been able to. Oh, no, I probably would have been able to if I'd done it. I don't know what I was saying last time. But... Ooh, we might be able to. Original the 3. No, 1k off. That's really annoying. Because I know it's Sabo and that I need to trash 1, I probably just trash raise max. So I'm only spending 6, so I can put 2 Don for the swing into Mihawk, then use the action, trashing that and dropping Momonosuke by 2 so he doesn't block with it, because it would be pointless. He did block with it anyway. Well, now you've made my life... it literally changes nothing, I just kill that instead. I don't... Yeah, it changes nothing. Hody. I can still counter out of their attack with lead and then get a bunch of counter back next turn with Tesoro. Which is something at least. I was going to swing into Shiraya. I'm kind of fine with that. You swinging a lead? Yeah. Ooh. That's huge. Doesn't mean we're safe, but that's big for tempo. Knowing we just have a 12k body on field and they didn't get fuck. Well, that wasn't great. And they didn't get. There it is. Yeah. Hiyori to stack a life, because why not? Play safe. Then Onami to give the lead a banish, which just solidifies the game more than anything, because they know I can't counter out of it. What was it? Fire Fist and Raise Max, so Fire Fist could have been dropping him by 4, which it didn't matter. Ooh, okay, yeah, their life was Onami. Actually not that big of an issue. No, it wasn't going to stop any of my attacks going through, and they had 2k counter. So yeah, they were dead next turn. But they got Cracker off life, which saved them. I also play Yamato and I also play Cracker in the list. I'm not annoyed, I'm just like, it happens. Like, they had it. Oh, I shivered a bit. Making jollof rice for dinner today, that'd be fun. I'm going to keep that. 2k counters, a 2k remover, a 4k remover, and a minus 4k. Turn them into a 6 and an 8k remover. Seems pretty good. Even if they're not on curve, because we were made to go first. Which does basically just mean we'd swing big turn 1. And I am actually going to drop one of them to ramp, because I do want to make sure, and say, now we are on curve at least. It's making me want to try playing red removal in maybe a different deck. Obviously, trying it with Uta works because she has the ability to drop power. If I keep using her for the ramp effect, I'm kind of like, do I care that much about her ramp effect? Maybe not. I mean, I really don't hate just and getting rid of the brand new just for tempo, because it can't be gotten rid of with a lead. I actually really like that. Some really good songs in here, by the way. So it's have the ability to get rid of effectively an 8k with Kuma, Fire Fist, and Lead effect, which I know is a 3-card investment to get rid of one thing, which is the deck's weakness, but well, now we don't. But I don't care, it's Sabo Showdown. Even though I just don't hate Fire Fisting Sabo just to be like, block with it, I dare you. I don't care about playing anything. Maybe Saga? Just in case they have like Suru and it forces them to be a bit more... Actually, that's a point. No, I was just going to say if they play Moria, do they have the ability to make that actually a threat? No. 4, so we'll give 2 Dom to my lead. Swing 7. I'm not going to use the card action because there's no need. He's on 2k. Why am I going to bring him to 0? So my idea for a leader that I think would be really cool would be a black-red leader who makes opponent's characters, if an opponent's character costs X amount or less, reduce its power by like 2k. So suddenly you're reducing power, reduces cost as well. Like only if it has Don attached, obviously, so it's to sort of make it so that it's actually an investment for your turn. And that could be really interesting. You decrease the cost of things, and then it actually makes them weaker as well. Not necessarily 1-to-1, like if their cost is reduced by 1, reduce their power or something. Like that's not necessary. It's a 5 cost. Extract doesn't save you here. I think they're gonna quit now. That's why I put Saga down in case they did try getting rid of it, but then I was thinking if they had like, well, if they had the ability to get rid of it. Do we do have 2 targets for Tesoro, so I do just like the idea of doing that. So then I'm happy to go for that. Yeah, I'm going to trash one of the 3 Kumas we have, because why keep it? $6k a lead. Oh, they did have a Suru as well. That's quite sad. I'm just going to not attack with a Sabo and pretend it's dead. And also partly just in case they do Doflamingo me, and then I can pretend I never said that and just swing. What? Why do I have to trash character? Oh, they... What's happening? I'm trash. Oh, because I attacked with Saga. Oh, not himself. I was like, what's going on? I forgot I put a Don on him and activated his mandatory effect like a damn fool. It did mean that he was actually putting in a decent swing, which was nice, I guess, but... Even if they... Actually, what power does Dofi have? Yeah, 10. So even if they Dofi here, it's dead. Suru dropping Giltasoro. That's really nice. I mean, they don't have the blocker anymore, so we do just go 2 big swings, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for an 8k swing. Do I go 9 and 9 or 8 and 10? I'm gonna go 8 and 10. To rematch. I'm gonna mulligan that. It's not bad, but it could be better. Could be even better now, but yeah, we're fine. Get killed. Kind of still seems worth it to me though. Like, okay, we took it down. We dealt damage, so it was definitely worth it. I was thinking if it takes the card from hand, it's realistically Kuma's just ripped one from hand because the blocker would have died either way. So 1 for 1. It's actually given them a card, but taking damage. It's a bit weird. Also knows about my least favourite card in this matchup, just to, in case anyone was wondering. I will take a raise max here though. And I'm happy to trash a Tesoro here, I think. As I say, it's my least favorite card. I can still get rid of it. It just forces them to take the initiative on whether they want me to. Which in that case, they'd rather I did than actually deal damage to them. So. Sabo is also a very annoying card. But similar thing, I know I can beat over it. I've now got 2 targets. No, I don't have 2 targets. Okay, so if I do 1, attacker lead, trash Shiki to drop Sabo by 2. I imagine they're just going to use a 2k counter here, but that's still fine. And then I can Guilt of Sorrow and have back Shiki and Saga. And then to be able to play the Shiki, that's why I was doing like that. And next time we have a Shanks. And it's a bit weird. I'm just going to let Raise Max go. Just it doesn't have counters, so a lot of the time I'm like, not that good here. In like, in ones where your leader has the removal, which is basically just Trafalgar Law, he's ridiculous and you want to just put him on field whenever you can because he will help you over to things, but in this it's less helpful. Another Tesoro. I mean, I'm never complaining about that. Obviously, in this case, we are just going to kill Ryuma No targets. 5k at lead. I am still going to drop Sabo because I do not see a reason to leave it on full. We'll go to Shiki. Yeah, they got Moria, so bring back Borsellino and frickin' Rocinante. They're gonna bring, yeah, it's Rocinante all day here. I'm quite happy to know I can just Marco to get rid of Rocinante to start. And then probably just Tesoro, actually. Just get my bodies back. And take that, I'll take a Shiki. And then I'll swing 5k at lead first. I'm actually still going to use the card action, drop Borsellino. Because they can block this with Sabo now, but it's less worrying to me. He took the damage. That's pretty good. Glad I put Marco and Tesoro up. I know they've still got 2 blockers even past that, but they've got 2 blockers to deal with that, not past it. I'll take a damage here. And I should have counted out the damage from the lead and then taken the damage from Moria, not both. So, what's that? 6, 6, and 0. So I can attack, what, 7, 7, 8? Issue is if they counter out of either of these, they do just win. So I don't want to invest in the big attack until at the end. Because until then I can still go like Tesoro, add back Shiki and something else, and then play Shiki and at least force them to be smart about it. Actually, just going to be both Shiki I add back as well. Okay, yeah, they counter out that one. So I'm going to go Tesoro over Fiesta, and then we get to add back Fiesta and Shiki. One more done on Marco to swing. Still just a lead because I think they have to block it and it gets rid of a blocker. And then the question is, do I play? No, I'm just not going to bother playing the blocker because I know they can just rest it and it's pointless. I'd rather keep it as counter in hand. Now we've got what, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10k counter in hand, which means we're probably still dead, but considering they keep playing things that can't be destroyed by effects, which sort of messes with the game plan, and I've ended with more cards in hand than I usually even dream of, I'm not going to complain. Go to 10 to counter out the 9, which leaves me with 5. Yeah. I can counter out another 9k attack, but not a 10k attack. So Doflamingo now will take a life. Extra 2k, so we can now counter out of an 11k. Which still doesn't save us, but I did that wrong. It didn't matter. That's putting everything else on lead. I'm going to go back to my menu now. And I'm going to play some more Yamato, and I want to double check my list because I know there's some things that I've put in the list that I won't actually have for the event tomorrow, but I think the entire list is Katakuri, which is annoying. I actually got my 4th Hiyori sharp earlier, so I'm waiting on one more Momonosuke 1k. Oh, that's the thing, I might not have the Momonosuke 5k either. A 5 cost, not 5k. So, let's write a little wants list. Okay. But I am in need of one Hody Jones. That's his body, Hody. One Zoro secret rare. One Katakuri secret or one Charlotte Cracker. I will take either. Is it a rare or is it like an uncommon, right? Yeah. So, the issue is that I don't have 2 of those, 3 of those, 1 of those, that. What I do have is 4 beige, which I was playing instead of Hiyori originally, so just like it's Hiyori searchable, and that actually has like not a more relevant effect, it's mainly just because it's searchable. That's kind of it, and it can be put back into life with Momonosuke to reactivate its trigger, that's the thing. Or even it can be played alongside Katakuri, 2 cost and 8 cost just to gain a life that also has a relevant trigger. I'm unlikely to do that, but I could. I actually have 1 Amaru, I was saying I don't have any. So at the moment, that's what I'd be playing. What else is in my list at the moment, actually? I cannot remember. Gadatsu's in the list at the moment, but I've decided no on him. Let's just go through this. Oh yeah, and 7-drop Mum, but I'm playing Katakuri instead of her. So I guess I could also say 1. And this looks chaotic as shit, but don't worry. Not as chaotic as what's going on in front of me. Because I'm trying to organise my cards, but I don't really have any room, so they're kind of just being piled. Oh, and I'm playing Reject at the moment, but that's instead of Amaru. Bam. And that's the final. Actually, I'm also missing 1 of those. So, considering the events tomorrow, this probably isn't ideal. Is there anything else that I'm playing at the moment that I can put into the list for now? Just putting that with the beige. Katsu, Kikunojo. I thought my phone was going off, but it was just the music. I thought I had 5 copies of Hiyori in my deck for a second. The one altar at the back. Disappearing for a second. Dropped a card. You can still see me. Yeah, I actually traded for the Katakuri a little while ago. It was quite funny because I traded for it when it had gone down to like 40 quid. And then yellow kept getting better and just gone up, and I'm there like, sweet, I haven't used it yet. Because this is the first yellow deck I've owned. And my friend who was playing the Charlotte Katakuri deck, who went, hey, none of the new lists are playing this, went, I probably don't need it. So I was like, sweet. So yeah, the other cards that I have in my actual list are 3 Reject and Full Kadatsu. And currently a proxy for Momonosuke. But I won't be allowed to use that in an event. Let's have a look through my binder and see if I've got any of the other stuff I actually wanted, because I am forgetful sometimes. I don't think I do. I know there's some stuff in here that I do have that I've specifically set aside to then put in the deck at a later point, which I'll grab out while I'm here too. My 1 copy of Amaru that I own. And yeah, that is it for that. And then that is literally it. Cool. Put that in over a copy of Reject. I'm also gonna send out. I'll send this list to myself. No, I won't, because I've just messed it up. Let's look through my bulk too. I just want to make sure I'm sorted out, and I can't just hear chatting anyway, so. So I am pretty sure I do not have any of the cards for this. If I do, I'll be surprised to see them. But, I mean, there's a Thunderbolt there randomly. Could come up, but I'm not going to use it, am I? My phone just buzzed. Hoping that's messages from people going, yeah, I've got all of that. Now there's one person saying that he should have one of the cards. That is helpful. Randomly the rare. Why was this Isho a rare? So bad. This is a 6 cost that debilitates a 7, but that's never helpful on curve unless you're against a ramp deck specifically. And even then, it's still not good. It's like fine at best. That's interesting. Seeing some of the old cards that I didn't know I had, but they're not ones I want to use either, so. I've just realised what song this is. It's pretty good. Actually really suits lo-fi. Oh, I actually got some copies of the old OPO3 Fire Fist. Didn't I have them? Interesting. Why so I'm weird for a second there. So everyone who's watching this is just really boring. Hello. Sorry, I'm just looking through my box to try and see if I have any of the cards I need for my list for tomorrow, because there's some things I'm missing, as you can probably tell from the weird jank pile in front of me. I have a copy of Olin. That's funny. What's she do? Yeah. Specifically an anti-smile card. Weird. I will go back to playing games in a second. I just want to finish looking through my random bulk because there's probably something I need or at least would be helpful in here. I'm also going to mess around using the Olin stuff that came, I think it was top 8 at online regionals in Australia, because it's very interesting to me. It sounds funny, absolute worst case. It'll be interesting to see. Also, I've got music, which would make this slightly less boring as I sort through my bulk. What are you needing for it? As a pug. What are you needing for your deck? So what list did you end up settling on? You can send the list in, and I can have a look at it if you want, because obviously I don't know the deck as well as you because I've not been playing it, but I can offer a new perspective or just enjoy it. Like, yeah, Shank's 10 cost is weirdly one of my friends managed to pick up like 3 of the alt art. I think it was actually the alt art Shirairi got like 20 quid. 3 of them for £20, which is crazy to me. And also getting Shanks. He's the one who plays Uta, which is why I've been playtesting it a lot. Yeah, I've got another 6 King pistol. That's actually kind of cool to know I have. Another Olin. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be very nice to be able to. I think if I get the prize card, I don't even sell it. I'm probably just gonna like get a little frame and put it behind me, just to be like, "Yo, I won." It'd be cool. What is that? There we go. That's on something. Was it on a pen? Yeah, didn't know I just happened. I had 2 Olin. Yeah, I'm gonna have a look at the regional list because it's interesting. Yeah, basically, this is what I actually have, and that's what I want to play. So, what's the guy's name? I want to say it was Leo Huang, but I could be talking absolute nonsense. Let's. Yeah, it was. I was spelling it wrong, but yeah. And they weren't playing that. They weren't playing that or that. I think everything else there they were playing. And they were playing 4 Olin. I know whatever else they were playing was Wano, because that was the whole point of the deck. It was just how much Wano can you fit into a 50-card list. I think they were also playing 4 of that, but I can't remember. I'll actually Google it. That's probably the better choice than just trying to randomly remember. Memory. 4 Momo, 4 04 Hiyori, 4 Onami, 4 of the new Hiyori, 4 Izo, 4 Kikunojo, 4 Nekomamushi, 4 Momonosuke, 4 Ronin, 4 Hydrogens, 3 Yamato. Oh. Cool. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how the Olin works because they are not expensive, so And I already have 2 just in my bulk. So I was like, this card will never be good, and then... It's weird, because I can potentially see it being good in, like, an L, where you're always just sitting at 1 life, but... You don't have the aggression to make sure your triggers are always going to be live in an L, so it's a bit of a weird one. Guess you could play a more aggressive list. App crashed. It's fine. I'm kind of fine with not playing anything. I could Hiyori to stack like own army, but really they're going to play either a Perispero or something. I don't really care about KOing that, and I don't know if I can protect from the next attack, so I'm just not going to bother. Okay, I would have been able to counter out of it, but... Oh, they went Brûlée. Interesting. That's really annoying, actually. In that case, I'm just going to swing 5k lead. Chances are it's just going to be a counter rather than the blocker, but I don't mind too much either way. A 2k counter, I'm actually completely fine with that. And then we'll play Nekomamushi, because if I can put the Don on him, he can swing and brute into Brûlée, and then I can swing everything else at lead. Looking at my life and leaving it at the top. I haven't stacked anything, so I'm assuming it's, yeah. We'll take a Momo. And they've played Kikunojo now that I'm on low life, or lower life. I just want to make sure this attack goes through just to get them low enough that my triggers are actually existent. It might be the wrong wrong play against this deck though, because they can always look at my triggers and see what I'm trying to do. It's weird. I'm actually also fine at countering out of that. Because again, it's just... I'd rather 2 attacks go at this than 2 attacks go at lead. Even if I can counter out both of them. Realistically, this is then an 8k at Nekomamushi. And moving my top life to bottom, which tells me that it is a trigger. Gonna get Momonosuke, search for 1. I don't know if I'm playing the right list. I think I am, but I can't remember. I haven't seen any of the cards to say either way. I'm gonna take Hiyori, because no matter what point in the game it is, I'm happy to stack an Amaru. And then swing 9k. Thermal messages saying they've got cards. Don't like that you just get another trigger, but you know. Sure. So I know I've got... It's weird, because I know they can probably also just stack my... get rid of my life when they want to, by stacking it the same way and then playing the 10 mum. Yeah, I'm not trashing Amaru. It's not happening. Especially when I know I can banish both of these with my next lead attack. And then Hody for... Yeah, no, they've got too many cards in hand for that, don't they? It's like, I might just be able to do that, but probably not. We'll get rid of a Kikanojo and actually a Hiyori to gain a life. Weird, because I'm realising now I could have just used one of those as the counter and... Actually, no, I would have to be being specifically Hiyori. And gaining a life guaranteed seems better than leaving it top or bottom. Leaving it top, sure. Yeah, that's fair. I understand not putting that at the bottom. The best card in the game to have at the bottom of your life. And they're like, maybe you don't. Admittedly, a lot of the time in Katakuri, you get them to where it's the bottom card in their life, and then when they're on bottom cards, you just go, hey, it's that. Big Mum. Just had a load from Steam that one of my friends is playing, like, just loaded like 6 different games they're playing. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm going to take the next damage as well. Damn it. Only life left I know they put there, so I'm a bit like... Hey, it's Olin. It's really not helpful here, but yeah, this is the... This is Liu Huang's list. You know what? It was an Ekamamushi. That would have been pretty good. Just in case they for some reason have a 0 counter, this is my only hope to win. I say 0 counter, technically one. They had to have 2k counter. Just be another trigger is fine. Be really funny. Yeah. I think in these matchups, Zoro is just too strong. I need to play more defensive early, which I probably can do, but surprisingly, I didn't have enough to counter up their 16k swing. I'm gonna play this one a few more times because, like, I'm not being funny. It did top an event. I'm not gonna be there like, oh, it's bad, because it probably isn't. But it's also probably a thing of it was unexpected. People didn't know what to do, and it looks like the event was a lot more fun than a lot of, probably more fun than my freaking locals. I think my locals is Sakazuki, Perona, Yamato, probably another Yamato. I don't know what the other two are on. That's from the people I know they're playing. One of the Sakazukis might be a Reiju as well. So Sakazuki or Reiju. Sakazuki almost definitely, possibly Wybid, that have crashed again. It's weird because I get the greenness is the early defense into just big swings late, but I feel like with the pure green version, it's very much defensive early into defensive late and just swinging the entire time. Whereas I do like the idea of playing a more defensive version of the deck, but I don't know exactly how I'd go about it. I think if I was to play, because this is my list, I want to basically focus on playing Zoro as the main thing. I think it probably is pretty defensive now. 5 Momonosuke, 3 Amaru, 4 Disappear, 4 Hiyori, 2 Katakuri. Like, yeah, there's the aggro cards for the late game, but the rest of it's pretty slow. I mean, I could just play more bollocks triggers. I could just also play 4 beige in here or something, but I don't want to take out the first thing. And I think at the point that I'm trying to play more defensive, it's either just putting in blockers, which I can put in like Rocinante or freaking cat viper because it's searchable. But I just don't think they're good. I'm going to continue with my list because so far I've been happy with it. Like, there's changes that I do look at and go, there's things I do look at and go, maybe this could change, maybe that could change, but for the most part, I'm happy with how the deck's performing. If you can hear the whistle, it's my sister calling my dogs. We're adding a Hiyori there. Absolutely no doubt. If Onami was searchable, I would have, but they specifically made that card not Wano for very good reasons. This is the main match I want to practice because I think the Rager player is the one at my locals is the one person I've really struggled to beat. It's one of the reasons I've actually put in Katakuri and just trying to play a bit more defensively to get to that Zoro because that is my win con most of the time. I'm gonna swing 7k with lead because if it goes through, we Hiyori stack something, and if it doesn't, which it doesn't, we use Momonosuke for another search, which just buys us a turn and gets us the big Momonosuke, which I'm not complaining about in the slightest because that means we can play Hiyori, and if they doesn't get KO'd by Niji, oof, I don't like this. We've got 5 big names in trash. Like, okay, I'm fine with that. Using Niji to knock out Momonosuke there is fine, because they could have swung into it and they've had to not swing just to try and get a bit further. I'm actually going to get rid of Hody here. I think I've got time to see another one. There's 4 of them in the deck. Zoro here is huge. So now we get to play... Oh, wait. Okay, nice. This is now... Fordon swing? Yeah. Because A is going through, like, guaranteed. And then we go Hiyori. Perfect. And we'll stack Hikunojo. And then whether they get rid of Hiyori or not, I can Momonosuke gain an extra life and the blocker and just see it out until we get to drop the Zoro. Because the issue is the person I mainly play against, he's very good at going, hey, how do you beat this deck? Swarm them. It can't deal with multiple attacks a turn. Like if my opponent is by like next turn is swinging with 3 things and lead, yeah, I'm probably not doing very well. And being able to use Niji just to get rid of the big things of either Hiyori or Kikunojo. So here's the thing, I can either Katakuri and just get rid of Niji, which I actually really like, I'm not gonna lie. Or I can Momonosuke to gain a life, and I think that's probably the correct choice. And that means I have 3 spared Don, which are getting rid of a character. Whether it's... Oh no, it's not, it's getting rid of 2 cards from hand. I'm kind of fine with that. The issue now is that is potentially 4 swings a turn, which is how you beat this deck. Oh, I just need to survive it for 2 more turns. Having another copy of the other one should disappear with another Zoro. Having this is weird. I'm not catching out that one because we get Hiyori. I almost kind of want to go to 1 life and then... Oh, the perfect. If I drop to 1 life, then I can stack the other one should disappear to it, and that's just really good. Is that a 9k swing, or are you playing Reiju 2? says to me that's Reiju as well. I'm going to counter out to that one. I can't justify letting that attack through. That one too. Yonji blockers back. Yeah, they've got another Ichiji. I was there like, can I like bottom deck the Ichiji, bottom life the Ichiji and then have that be a thing? No. I'm gonna swing into a Niji. Chances are it's just gonna get countered, but that's still. And weirdly here, I'm actually gonna swing over the Niji with Monosuke, because really he's done his job as a blocker now because he's gotten rid of something that could attack. There's now one less thing on board that can attack. So I have no counter in hand. I have two life. And they've got 4 attackers and only 1 Don to put on them because that's kind of how the deck works. Hodi's big. That pretty much guarantees that I do have game if I survive this turn. Which I don't. Unless they keep their blocker up. No. It's annoying. Knowing that I had game next turn, and I'm like 90% sure I did, because Hodi was resting both, well, was resting, if they'd left the blocker standing, or was it Hodi rest both? I don't take any damage, so I had no life left anyway. Then what? Maybe I should have gone Kikunojo Momonosuke on the turn that I played Zoro. I think Zoro's a win because he is an investment, but I feel like I need to get him. I need to almost try and get him up earlier, but there isn't an earlier in that game. How much count do they have in hand? 3. They're going to have 5. So I would have been playing Hodi, so I would have put 3 Don on lead and swung. That would have gone through, and then yeah, that was game. Even without swinging with the lead, it was game because no way they were countering out of Zoro's attacks either. It's annoying. That's pretty much how all of them go. I go, if I had one more turn. Maybe I'm focusing too much on Zoro for the matchup. Maybe I'm trying to make that my play when it shouldn't be. It just feels like if you wait an extra turn against them, they just get an extra copy of the little one and then get to go back exactly where they were. So board clearance feels not strong. But obviously, if you don't clear board, they then swarm you, so you have to clear. If anyone wants to just play Reiju and just play against me repeatedly and probably win most of the games, that'd be appreciated. Because I will hopefully eventually learn. Take his out. I'm getting less and less sure on Nekamamushi. It may sound weird because he does just play himself as a trigger, but so infrequently do I actually get it, but I'm just there like... It just doesn't feel great sometimes. 4 costs are just very easy to out, and a lot of the decks that I play against that are constantly beating me are Perona and Reiju, who just look at a 4 cost and go, yeah, that's dead. Or Katakuri, who are just, again, can, like, he looks at most cost things and goes, it's dead, but when he can Suru Houndblaze, and just like, yeah. Counter with Hiyori. Now, here's the question. Big swing? Not massive swing, but yes, big swing. So I can do the same thing I did last game, where I either just go Momonosuke or Hiyori, depending on whether they take the damage. Because a minimum of 2 cards from hand, or they gain 2 cards but take 2 damage. Like, it takes 2 cards from somewhere. Cool. Pretty nice card to take from top of life. And I might look at some other cheap Wano cards. I don't know what else there is that I'd necessarily play, but I think I was saying about not playing Nekomamushi and then playing something cheaper, but it's just so I can play it along with Momonosuke more. But I might just be overthinking it. They have no targets for his effect. Oh, he does have targets. Why did he not use his effect? Has he got a 4-don card he really wants to play? Actually further through this stream than I thought I was. Sindri, Perona, and Helmeppo. Clearing board there's always nice, and I've got 3k counter in hand without having to worry about not having the Zoro, so that's pretty cool too. And unless they're playing Brook, yeah, looks like they're not playing Brook, but they're going to probably Absalom the Kikanojo, which gives me an extra life, so fine with that. Sabo's a bit sad. Charlotte Cracker's interesting. I think it's pretty bad here because I am already just ahead on life. And it's bad when I'm ahead on life. But I'm thinking so it's an 8 and a 9 swing. Yeah, we'll do that. I think this one's getting blocked, but who cares? No, they just took the damage. Why? Ice Age knockout Onami. Sure. I'm confused. I don't know why they wouldn't block that. Kuzan. He does replace himself and make Zoro considerably worse. But I'm completely fine taking the damage here now, that's the issue. Just fucking swing with Sabo and Moria, I'm taking 2 damage, but I don't care. Bring back the Absalom for the KO of Hiyori? No. I understand not doing it in that instance, I will say. I think it'd be a really bad choice to KO Hiyori. But I could also see Momonosuke and just gain a life again. Hey, there he is. Speak it into existence. Who cares though? My honest thing here is who cares? They had nothing in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, they had 9. Needed another 2k. Can have a look at the Wano cards. I'm imagining there's something else I've just not seen, or specifically from green and yellow, because I know there's the new red Wano cards that I wish worked, but you know. Yeah, because there's only like... Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so it's not for this format, obviously, it would be illegal. But the fact that this can be used to play Momonosuke is interesting. I think that's the only thing it'd be used for, unless I wanted to play the 5-cost Yamato, which I don't hate, but... Yeah, I'm in a weird thing where I either want more counter, which means I probably want to play... They got another 2k counter? Probably not, right? Or I probably would have heard of it. That's Hiyori. Yamato that comes out SD13 and the Yamato from SD09 actually. Pretty bad though. Or like a 5 or 6 cost that like Denjiro, but he doesn't have any counter, which makes me not want to use him. Love the song. Interesting. No. There isn't anything else. Maybe future sets will release more stuff. I mean, do we know anything about... I was really slanted for a second. Anything about OPO 7 adding Wano stuff? Just curious about the future, because I get distracted easily. Just looking through for yellow and green. Oh, the yellow stuff was Egghead. Which, I mean, maybe some of them will be helpful. And there's what, like this new Supernova stuff, Barto and all that. Um, 5-cost Jinbei is actually terrifying. 5-cost 6k, 1k counter. Trigger, return up to 4-cost or lower character to your opponent's hand, then add this card to your hand. Sure, just a counter that still is in hand afterwards. There's green Zoro. It's just about board spam, which is the kind of whole Supernova thing. Which I ain't doing. Tony Chopper. Trigger, choose one of your cards with Egghead against blocker, then add this card to your hand. Interesting, but I'm not playing any, so who cares? When KO, Pythagoras. When KO'd, if you have 2 or less life, summon a 4 or lower Egghead from trash rested, and trigger if leader is Vegapunk. Play this. That's a searcher for Vegapunk. 3k count, 1-cost 3k counter isn't bad particularly, but it's an Egghead card. Karibo, if you have 6 more rested Don, this character gains plus 1k and blocker. I mean, it's interesting for Supernova, but Karibo. Oh, on play. Play a Karibo from your hand rested. Kind of interesting. Futsa, which is when attacking if you have 1 or less life, KO one of your opponents costs 3 characters. Meh. Yeah, the only one I was thinking was Frankie. He's 4-cost 5k and 2k counter with trigger, draw 1. If you have 1 or less life, play this card. Which seems pretty good, but I don't know if it's particularly helpful. York, on play, you may add the top or bottom card of your life to your hand. KO one of your opponents cost 2 characters. Trigger is irrelevant. Usopp, trigger is irrelevant, and he's just 1-cost 2k counter. So, Shaka, again irrelevant. Ten cost Ace, that's an interesting one. You may add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to your life, and if you have 2 life cards or less, this character gains Rush for the turn. It's interesting. In fact, you can make him, in Yamato, you can make him a 12k Rush. New Supernova Luffy, Board Spam, Fisher Tiger. If your leader has Fishman or Merfolk type, rest up to one of your opponent's cost 6 lower characters. Interesting. Oh, it can attack active characters. It's pretty cool. Aladdin, Junior's Fishman, don't care. Lucy, Dressrosa Revolutionary Army, 6 cost 7k, no counter. When attacking once per turn, you may put the top or bottom card of your life into your hand, rest up to one of your opponent's 4 cost characters, then if your total life is 1 or less, place the top card of your deck onto the top of your life. That's actually really interesting. Potentially really good for Kairos, and probably for black, yellow Luffy too, but Atlas triggers Vegapunk related, so I don't care. Papag is only if you have Kami in play, so I don't care. And then Basil Hawkins, which is that if your lead has Supernova, this character gains blocker. And it's a 6 cost 7k blocker, and once per turn, if this character were to be removed from play by one of your opponent's effects, you may rest up to one of your opponent's characters. Terrifying. I mean, there's the new 5 cost Luffy. It's actually potentially good. 5 cost 6k, active main. You may place this character in your trash. If your life is 2 or less, KO one of your opponent's cost 4 or lower characters, then draw 1. And the trigger is just KO a 4 or less. And there's Lilith, who is the search, right? Yeah, 3 cost 5k. Search top 5. And trigger if your leader is Vagabond to play this, which is actually filthy. But no, is the answer. What about OPO8? Do you know anything about any? Any more leaks since this morning? That's not what I was trying to click. I don't know why I've searched that way. One Piece top decks, click on it, leaks for OPO8 are right there. That's cool. Oh, it's the Ryuma. Oh, is it a different one? No. Oh, is it the new? Oh, oh, that's so cool. So there's a new artwork of Ryuma. It's a promo. Same effect, but its only tag is monsters. It's not Wano or. Oh fuck! That's a different card you can play. Oh no, it rests one instead of. Okay, that's interesting. I don't think it's very good, but I'm kind of glad it's not good because it's going to be expensive even if it's bad. Just screenshotting that to send to one of my friends who actually might be watching, but if he's not, I want him to know about this because that's so cool. But no, that's not a new OPO8 card. And then we also know about the new 3 brothers who are all promos, which is the 7 cost 7k Supernova Straw Hat Luffy based on the new structure deck, which is on play, give your leader up to one of your characters up to 1 rested Don. And when attacking, if you have a cost 8 or higher character in play, draw 1, then trash 1. That's when attacking, so that's actually pretty cool. The Ace, I think, is crazy. 3 cost 4k Whitebeard Pirates. Active main, you may return this character to the owner's hand, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, place them to the top or bottom in any order. So for the fact that it is a Whitebeard card that stacks, which with the Sanji in the new Marco deck is going to be really interesting. And then Sabo, which I don't think is very good. But I say I don't think he's very good, but also he's a 5 cost Sabo with 2k counter, which will probably go into the ST13 decks without any real question about it. Because it's just another target, especially in Luffy, because its effect is active main once per turn. You may put the top or bottom of your life card into your hand, and then give this character plus 1k. Sweet. Do we know any other cards first, or is it just like we just know the 4 of the leaders? Sorry. I'm intrigued. The green one seems somewhat aggro because it's Carrot and Chopper. So what I'm hoping, especially for Carrot, is they release some new green Inarasha and Nekamamushi cards, and hopefully they're not just like Mink Island and Zoe or something, like they're actually Wano. That'd be cool. Anyway, enough my rambling, more gameplay. Actually going to host because too many servers for me to try selecting one because it's just not going to work. And we'll go first, especially against Zoro. I guess Mulligan. Ooh, that would also go Mulligan if I could. Cool. What's life? Kikunojo, yeah, that truly is 4 triggers. And it crashed. We'll host again. I'm gonna keep that. Houndblaze, I dare you. Minimum 2 cards from hand. Oh, they just take the damage, all my triggers are alive. Sweet. I do get Olin for this kind of matchup, I will say. Just having something that's a 7 cost that plays itself that your opponent's probably not going to be able to just get rid of, unless they have Ice Age. Which I think the decks are just running 4 copies of now because they just went, you know what? It'll be pretty good, just playing the really good card at multiple copies. That's pretty cool. We'll search again, because there's one lead, so we get free search. Should have searched first. I'm actually going to take the 2k counter here, though. Nice to know that both Crackers out of the way, though. No complaints about that, he's just bottom of deck, I don't have to worry about him. Dropping the 2k counter too? Yeah. Now, unless they play Lucci, so actually have to trash card first, but lead effect makes that a non-issue. I generally think if Sakazuki was bottom deck 1 draw 1, he wouldn't even be that scary. Like, he'd still be scary, don't get me wrong, like the fact that he's a Navy leader with a relevant effect that can just play loads of good cards. Yeah, it's good. But it's the fact that he trashes it from hand, meaning he just gets to fill his trash up with loads of really good cards, then bring back off Moria or Rebecca, that I think is what makes him actually scary. Absolutely fine taking the damage after they've done that, because why wouldn't I be? 7. I'm actually just going to swing 7k into Sabo. I imagine they counter out of it, but I'm happy to put in 2 7k swings here into their blockers. Because it probably just takes 2 cards from hand, but no. It takes 1 card from hand and gets Borsalino more field. I say no complaints and then go, they trashed a Moria last turn. They're playing another Moria, although I don't even care if they play another Moria unless they trash something that like a 2-cost first. Because it is, yeah, Moria's there, but also that's their entire Don turn, meaning Nekomamushi lives. Like Borsalino. I'm not even that worried about, like, we got rid of Borsalino without even trying. They got rid of it on field. It's not like he's gone, but the removal aspect of that copy, and they probably only play 1 or 2 of him now. It'd be an interesting cosplay, wouldn't it? Just rocking up. More life. And again, Monosuke has done his job as a blocker. He has stopped one of their things from attacking my leader by killing it. He's also a blocker, so I'm not sure it would have, but if he gets attacked by Borsalino or their lead now, he's done his job as a blocker twice. The thing with blockers is, yes, they are good for stopping attacks, but also just swing with them sometimes. Like, Houndblaze. Yeah. I think for next turn I'm very happy to just Ezo rest Borsalino and then take their last 2 life. Ideally I draw an Onami, but we don't, so it's fine. It's actually kind of fine to go take bottom. Hey, there's the Onami I wanted. I don't know if it says helpful now, but it would leave us with, sure. High risk, high reward. 8k, either drop 2 cards from hand minimum, or lose 2 life. Get in. The fact that now my top life is make my leader 6k for the turn. My second one is play itself. That was massive. That Hiyori just did so much work. Stacking the other Hiyori and giving me an Onami. Which I wouldn't have complained about having the Onami in the first place, because it would have also killed the Borsalino. Like, there was no bad situation there. If they would have killed the Borsalino, I probably wouldn't have, because oh yeah, absolutely. Like your deck seemed really good. I think it's one of the weird decks where you will probably get wins because people don't know what's happening. That will happen. If you play against someone over and over again with it, they'll probably learn what you're doing and be able to counter it better. But it does seem like a good deck. I don't like make it seem like I'm slating it. I'm curious about what some of the slots are like. I think Tenkosh Shanks is a really good card. The fact that you get to ramp in the deck because it's purple and then play a Tenkosh Shanks I think is just really strong anyway. I know originally we were playing it with a lot of the counter events, which were pretty good if we were being swarmed, but not as good in some other situations. So I'm curious about what you've changed to. I should have blocked that damage and then tried to make sure he didn't have any more removal first. It's fine. Saka is so OP. Sure. He is. You're not wrong, Sakazuki is ridiculously strong. But it's something that you've already won. Okay, they're playing Moria here. What do they get rid of? I'm also just praying for a Holy Jones here, I'm not gonna lie. Another Borsellino. Is it just for the second Borsellino? We'll take it. So that's 8. That'll bring me to 8. So I get 2 10k attacks. Yeah. they knew what was happening. Yeah. I do find that very funny. Actually, just gonna. Just sending the fun thing there of Sakazuki so OP with the U1 in the middle of the screen. Yeah, because I mean this was my kid deck from when you were saying about it. This is what I'd gone for because I like film cards and power-based removal. That was most of it. I don't know what you were playing fully, so I don't know too much what. So I know you're playing some of these like Shanks, and I'm pretty sure you're playing Captain Kidd. This probably isn't a great list, but if there's, I mean, if you've, I'm pretty sure I played against you with it. So if I played some games while you were watching, I can't remember now. So if it was something that you went, oh, that's actually an interesting idea, then I'm happy. I'm looking at playing some of the other ramp cards for this though, because I do think some of them are just really strong, like Missile Sunday. Especially if you play when you play on the turn 3, right? Whether or not you ramp gives you a draw. I actually really like that now I think about it. Yeah, that's what I was going for. I think Radical Beam's a crazy good card, especially when your objective is to go to low life. I think maybe Marco's not as good as I put it in. I was kind of like, I don't know why I didn't put Sabo in. I think Sabo's stronger. I don't know. He's going second. I'm going to keep that. Cool. So I'm very happy to just rip 2 cards from hand, and I'm also very happy to deal 2 damage like this. The shadow looks so creepy. Should have countered it. Kind of wish I had no Nami here, but... pretty cool. I don't think it's one of the matchups I'm going to be against tomorrow, but it's still an interesting matchup at the very least, because they've just got a lot of recursion. Really nice. So if they counter out this, I just swing again at it, and either they're countering even more, or they're obviously counter here, but one card, so it's a second hog back. I've no longer got enough cards for Perona to be a threat. So I wanted to actually play the second hog back just to add Perona for 2k counter, right? Greater Eruption is indeed a good card. Can they reduce it by one more before they... no, they can. Can they reduce it by one more? Yes, the second Greater Eruption will do that. But that stops not having a Moria turn if they want to get rid of my blocker, so... And then next turn I can play Zorro, because they've just used double Greater Eruption. I doubt they've got another one. If they do, I'd be a bit sad, but even that has to be Ice Age and Greater Eruption to get him down to like 2. Although I could also just play the next Momonosuke and gain another life. Ooh, that's more upsetting than I thought. I was expecting them to play an Absalom. No, that is more life. Ha. Kikanojo get Kikanojo. Yes. So here's the thing, I kind of only want to do that. But I also do just want to swing everything. I don't need to do all of him one, so... I think having a banish attack is huge, genuinely. Not giving them hand advantage while swinging for 2 damage. Oh. You know, I'm actually fine with that. Not what I expected to happen, but I don't hate just taking 3 cards from hand. Like, that's kind of fine. 2 done left. I'm just going to leave them. Fiori's not actually going to do anything for me here, so... Thought I could hear someone talking to me, just in the music again. If I have 1 trigger in life, I'm fine. Not that trigger. I'm gonna use it anyway. Come on, I need this to be... Or Disappear, Amaru... Not that. Even Nekamamushi didn't save me though, so it wasn't the wrong choice to play him. I think this just keeps happening, where I just end up with like 1 to any non-counter in hand. Top deck too. If I go back to beige, I don't know. I think it's not happened. I was saying about the thing of going... putting this back in life, and I just haven't done it. So I think beige is probably just nicer, because if I see that in that situation, it does nothing. If I see beige, it possibly wins me the game. So, back to beige. What do you mean PG bait? Did I just mess up massively in that last game, or have I misunderstood something? I really wanted them to counter out of that. If they'd countered next turn was own army into the same swing, which they're probably not countering out of again. Sweet. Hey. Weird thing now is I kind of don't hate using Monosuke to put Kikunojo back in life, but I don't think it's the right choice. And play Onami, give that Vanish. Swing 8k, like it's eating 2k counters, but I keep giving them loads of hand advantage really early in some of these, so I'd much rather just force some cards from hand than doing the big swing and giving them more cards, because that tends to not work well for me. Oh, they just quit. Could they not counter out of that then? I'm assuming they couldn't counter out of that at that point. Yeah, it's GG, but... again, go first, mulliganing that. Okay. What song is this? Yeah, it's Adventure Time. Said it was like anime music, I was like, hang on. It changes nothing. We attack for 8k. Thought we were going to counter. I was like, please. Scary part is where they play like Borsalino, and I'm like, fuck. I spoke it into existence. Gonna beige. Thankfully, Hody doesn't have counter because I almost countered with. To be fair, if he had counter, I probably would have used him. I'd only need one, so. And know what? 10k swing, counter it. Just block it. Like, I know they're going to block it, but at that point, I'm ahead on hand advantage. So this is a weird match where I do sometimes just go, do I just Hody early? It's like next turn I can just Hody Jones. I kind of think I do actually. Gonna counter with Cracker. I know Cracker's actually not bad here, but I don't think it's ever living through a Perona. And need to make sure I swing the right way around, because if I'd swung the other way around, then Rocinante could protect Ryuma, and then I'd be stuck. So my lead wouldn't be able to kill Ryuma. They'll be on 8 Don next turn, meaning they can bring Moria back. They can play Moria, which would actually suck, because that's Borsalino and Rocinante. But I have a body at that point, which makes it a bit less sucky. I've got about half an hour left of the stream before I'm going to have to come off to start making dinner. Oh, everybody left. I'm assuming someone else should come online. I was on like freaking 6 viewers and it just dropped to 2. What's happening on Twitch? Someone we can raid? Ah, yeah, Mr. Voodoo's online. that checks out.
Alright, I mean, I've explored this whole, like, you know...
Nope. Again, either taking out their only thing on board, being ahead of both hand and board size, or taking 2 cards from hand seems like a win-win. So now we're still ahead on hand size, just level equal on board size. Yeah. I think it's probably about time I come off when Mr. Voodoo goes online anyway, because that is that is when everybody stops watching. which is understandable. He knows the game better than I do, and obviously has more of a following. If I can get to that point one day, it'd be great. But for now, wow, that was actually pretty cool. Tashigi into Drake into Tashigi and Perona effect to drop by 3 so they can KO it. Will beige. I was going to regret it. Should have. I think I should have used the other one which disappear with Momonosuke, but it feels weird to do. On the bright side, we finally dealt damage to them. I've got 7, which is very annoying. It's actually kind of fine because I can just Hody again. I don't think I do, but I could. I kind of think I'd put a blocker up. Yeah, no target, which is a bit annoying. If I knew last card in hand wasn't counter, I would have just swung. Or if I knew it was only 1k counter, but not knowing what it is, you can't really do a lot. Oh yeah, I guess Tashigi does just do that, huh? Like, we potentially have lethal next turn, so I'm not too worried. That is annoying. That's big. Really big. Don't know if it's necessary, but it's big. I don't make them say necessary. Yeah, my. If they can counter out to this, it's 100% necessary. If they can't, then it probably didn't matter, but so it's have to be like 2k, 2k, 1k, right? Yeah. Bring it to 10, so 2k, just two 2ks would have done it, wouldn't it? Yeah. Attack with the blocker when we need to. Yeah. They had an extra 4k counter in hand, but they just knew it wasn't going to be enough. Well, and they're a bit, because if they'd used Suru, they had, what, 3k counter left. Which, yeah, just doesn't protect them. Cool. Verona again. Gonna mulligan that one. Being able to win a game where they actually had Rocinante blocker is very big though, because that's a big turn. If they either have to rip two, if I'm either ripping multiple cards from hand turn 1, which I just did there, or they actually have to take damage. That's pretty cool. Actually, really cool. Yeah, that's fair. Um, I think he really appreciated Nami there. I will say he seemed to very much enjoy that. Just going, oh, that is a pretty good life. Yeah, that. Mulligan. Yeesh, that's interesting. And I might to just take some early damage so that they can't get Datsu by freaking Iso, and they're like, well, that's an actual debate I'm having. So like, if I play Iso and then they get Datsu, I don't get the extra life from Momonosuke. Like that's not an issue I ever want to have. See if this person quits when I do it, or if they just have 4K counter. Yeah. If we get reject and pudding. Yeah, not complaining. No, that's some digging from deck they were going to get today. Yeah, never going to complain at stopping my opponent from digging through some cards they actually want to see. Also, I know it doesn't stop it for the long term, but like, that is a 10 mum. Fair, 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 fair. Would have liked that attacked with lead first. There's the Gadatsu. We baited it. When he's there about to attack, I'm like, I already know what. I think they have counter here. I probably shouldn't have. It seemed like a safer choice just to be able to get rid of something, but for some reason I'm thinking they'd attacked with a lead, so it was going to be killing nothing that hadn't attacked yet and saving me some cards in hand, but it didn't. Yeah, because I'm looking at it now being like a 5 Don swing for double attack banish would be pretty nice. But I think it's just a 7 a 7 Don swing instead, because it does give them a bit more hand advantage. Okay, and they get the Perispero back. So, yeah, it really made no difference, did it? Because if I'd done the original trigger, if I hadn't done the original trigger, they'd have the exact same board. We're going for game next turn, so let's hope. We need this to be 2k counter. They have it. Yeah, they have it. I don't really know what I was meant to do that game, if I'm honest. Yeah, they still had counter left. If I hadn't done the trigger, I was in just such a better position, wasn't I? Because they would have had. I don't know what they got from their second life. I'm imagining it was, to be fair, I imagine it was like Perispero the second or the other big mum, so I don't actually think it made that much difference whether I did the trigger or not. But Yeah, they were never dying to that. They had so much counter. As for they didn't have that one, did they? Yeah. So what did they use to counter from through the original attack? And it was what, Sanji, Onami, Beige. I don't think it made a difference, did it? Because if they hadn't have had the Amande, they would have needed one less 1k and one less 2k. Either way, they had it, so I probably made some misplays. I think the trigger probably was a misplay, but I don't think it ended up mattering. So I think they got 2 cards and they trashed one to play the other. Obviously, a chance are bigger than like the Amande. They already had the big one, which could have made a difference. I've crashed. I think that's a good time for me to come offline and start making dinner. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you, Nishbreeder, for being here. Really, I can't say quite how much it means just to have someone to chat to while I'm doing this and who wants to be here and watch. Like it really does mean a lot. We're gonna look who we're gonna raid. I've got a few people online. I can actually raid the same person I did yesterday, which is Kitsura. She's not playing Pokemon today, she's playing Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, which Ghost of Tsushima is actually one of my favourite games I've played, so that's really cool. Oh, I heard little Avatar's wearing a kimono. That's pretty sick. So I'm going to raid Kitsura. Thank you for being here. It really does mean a lot. It makes so much difference. I can't quite verbalise how much it means to me. Thank you very much, and I'll be back on. I probably won't be back on tomorrow because I'll be out for the entire day for my One Piece event. I'll be back online on Thursday at 9 AM GMT and again at 2 PM GMT. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.